Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be working on this EE 5G modem. I originally took out a pay monthly contract with EE in I think around about May or June last year, so 2023, and the contract was for a 5G modem, and I was going to use this as a backup for my internet because at the time I was with Virgin Media for my home internet and it kept kicking me out while I was on live streams. So I took out this as a backup, and I originally intended to put this in the new workshop, and I basically used it once or twice and it let out the magic smoke, and EE unfortunately wouldn't do anything about it. They wouldn't replace the device. They wanted something like £200 and something to replace the device. They said that it was user damage, even though I didn't do anything. I just plugged it in. It let out some magic smoke from the bottom of it, so I basically told them to go stuff themselves, and I didn't pay for it. So I stopped paying the bill. They're still chasing me. They're never going to get the money off me. But I've had it kicking around for about a year, and I thought, you know what, let's try and fix it. Because if I can fix it, then I can use it in the new workshop build and use it as a backup with just a pay-as-you-go SIM card. So yeah, we're going to get to that. This is a 5G router. I think this is made by Huawei. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure these are made by Huawei. I'm pretty sure they're the same model, just rebranded as EE 5G routers. So yeah, it let out some magic smoke, and I just never got around to looking at it because I was waiting for EE to replace it. Obviously, I didn't want to open it and stuff like that, but here we are, over a year later. They haven't had it back, so yeah, let's try and fix it. I don't know if it's actually going to connect to a network. It could be blocked for all I know. You know, like I said, I did stop paying the contract on it because why am I going to pay for something that's not going to replace that I didn't break? And yeah, there we go. So we'll see if we can fix it anyway. It might make an interesting video. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Hakko. I'm an electronics technician. I mainly work on games consoles, but I do occasionally dabble in other stuff too. So if that's the sort of stuff you're into, be sure to get subscribed. Turn on the bell notifications, and that way you don't miss any future videos. If you do need any parts and supplies for games consoles and other stuff like MacBooks, then you can use the website consolefix.shop. And if you do want to organise a repair, get in touch, thecoder.repair. So with that being said, first of all, a word from today's sponsor, PCBWay. Right now, until the 31st of July 2024, PCBWay are celebrating their 10th anniversary. PCBWay have been the industry leader in PCB fabrication for 10 years. That's an amazing thing to do. But not only do they offer PCB fab, they also offer CNC and 3D printing services as well. Check them out at the link below for exclusive discounts such as $6 off a $30 order or $12 off a $59 order. There are many more coupons on the website. You can also participate in the PCBWay Lucky Draw, which we're going to do right now. Let's have a look. So we have two picks. We'll pick this one and boom, there we go. We've won a ZK502L Bluetooth digital amplifier. Sweet, that's awesome. I'll redeem that. And we've won an OLED display model as well. That's awesome. I'll redeem those later on. Thank you, PCBWay. Check them out at PCBWay.com, or the link will be in the top pinned comment and in the video description. Thank you to PCBWay for sponsoring the video and for being a huge supporter of the channel. Now let's get back to the repair. Alrighty then. So I originally got this, like I said, from EE. It's a bit dirty and stuff because, like I said, it's been kicking around in the workshop for over a year. So it's a bit dusty, it's a bit dirty, but it is what it is. But yeah, I originally got this from EE back last year. It was around about May or June last year, something like that. I remember taking it out because I was gonna use it in the workshop, but my first intention with it was to use it while I was on holiday. I went away to Atten last year. It's not really a holiday, it's like one of those mini break things. I went on a mini break to Atten for 4 days, and I was going to take this with me and take my Xbox with me because, well, at night when everywhere's closed, you know, when all the entertainment centres are finished and stuff, it's pretty boring. And I don't drink alcohol or anything like that. So I was going to take my Xbox with me. I was going to take a little portable TV, and I was going to take this. And yeah, literally days before the holiday, yeah, it was dead. That was it. It just let out some magic smoke. I did chop off the plug because I wanted to see if it was, you know, a faulty plug that was causing, you know, over voltage or something like that. And I couldn't get my probes in there; they're too thick. So not these ones, but I had some thicker probes in this last year, and I couldn't get the probes in to test it with a multimeter, so I ended up chopping the wire. Well, actually, I ended up chopping the wire like not long ago. I tested the power supply, but the power supply is fine. So the power supply that it comes with is 100 to 240 volt input, 12 volt output, 4 amp. So it's a pretty beefy little power supply. So, you know, handy to have these lying around and stuff. But yeah, so this basically doesn't. I think it powers on, but it won't pick up any network, and it doesn't get past the initial boot process. But I do specifically recall it actually letting out some magic smoke. So what I'm going to do, first and foremost, I'm going to plug this in. There we go. So as you can see, the light has illuminated for LAN 2/1. So I think this thinks that something's plugged into it. Well, I'm going to leave this like this for a few minutes just to get through the boot process. In fact, it's just gone off on me. Interesting. It wasn't doing that before. Or at least I don't recall it doing that before. Oh, there we go. So it's flashing now. Yeah, so that's got obviously some sort of a power issue because it's like a intermittent connection, right? It's not the power connector because I've definitely connected that all up properly. So yeah, it's got some weird intermittent power issue, and like I said, I do distinctly remember it actually letting out some magic smoke. But if we just test the power supply in DC voltages, that's actually coming up overload. What? No, maybe not. Okay, we can't test it. That might have been why I chopped it. I wasn't getting a reading on the power supply, but the power supply is working, right? You know, you can clearly see that the power supply is working. It's just not doing anything. So, in fact, that LAN light has gone off now. And interestingly, even when I turn it off, even when I press the power button, nothing happens. It doesn't turn off. So there's definitely something majorly wrong with this. But I thought it'd make an interesting video. I'm probably not going to be able to fix it, let's be honest. But, you know, it's worth a shot, right? So I don't know how to get into this. I'm assuming we're going to have some hidden screws underneath these feet. Let's warm these up, actually. Let's try and remove them clean. That's better. Yeah, there we go. So we've got some hidden screws underneath the feet here. I'll just drop that one there. I don't actually need to remove these all the way. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, is this going to pop off? Yes, it is. Okay. So we have the SIM card slot there. So there's no SIM card in this because I think this was... I'm pretty sure this was a eSIM that was installed on it. Got another screw there. And we've got another screw here. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that these were made by Huawei. Or as most of you will call it, Hawaii. Which is really, really annoying. Yeah, I hate when people call it Hawaii, I'll be honest. Right, do we need to remove this fan? No, probably not, but I'll remove it anyway. So I've obviously never worked on one of these. I've never been inside one. So I don't know exactly how to take it apart. I'll remove the fan anyway. Be nice to salvage that fan if we need to. It should be a silent fan. Probably a cheap Chinese one though. Little fans like this do come in handy. Occasionally. Crown. 12 volt, 0.14 amp. Yeah, so that's something we can salvage. I don't like to throw things away. I mean, even stuff like this SIM card tray and stuff like that. Right, how do you get this out? How do you come out? Oh, we've got a bezel here. This bezel's probably got to come off. Probably going to damage this a little bit. Very difficult to get this off. Oh, I've broken a clip. Have broken a clip, but that's fine. Whatever. Okay, so that comes off. And then that slides out. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Okay, so now we need to disassemble the rest of it. I'll drop the case down on the floor for a minute, just get it out of the way, and same with those there as well. And my screws I will keep in a bag along with the fan. There we go. Okay, so we've got some screws down here. I think I might need to go and get a normal screwdriver though. Okay, I'm gonna have to go and get a normal screwdriver, I guess. Alright, let's try it with my trusty Weir electrician screwdrivers. That's better. I really should use these more often. They're so much easier than the iFixit kit for stuff like this. The iFixit kit's great, but for stuff like this where you got deep recessed screws, it's kind of tricky. And they've got a much better magnet on them. Wow, there's a lot of screws in this. Let's disconnect that. There we go. Alrighty, so that's a heatsink. That'll come in handy. And I think I see the problem. Maybe. One thing I've got to do is just try and disconnect all of these antennas. I've got to say, it's pretty well built, isn't it? In terms of like construction build quality, like, that's pretty well built. But yeah, if I can't fix this, I mean, I can probably salvage stuff like the USB port and the Ethernet port, the push switch, DC jack, etc. Right, there's going to be some secret CPU stuff under here that no one wants us to see. We're not really interested in that anyway, to be honest. Not really bothered about stuff like that at the minute. Is that just... Okay, that's just pressure fit. Cool. Right, so wow, that's a lot of antennas. Damn. That is an awful lot of antennas, isn't it? Well, I'm just, well, leaving it on the frame for a second because then I can get a still. You know, I can capture a still image from that so I know where all of the wires go. This is why whenever I'm working on something that I don't usually work on, something I'm not familiar with, especially when it's got a bunch of wires, I like to either take pictures of where the wires go, or I'll just press record on my computer and then I've got footage of it, and then I can just reverse the disassembly process. There we go, there's that main board free. I'm not really bothered about signal, it's getting it to power on, that's the main concern. And I can figure out how to put it all back together later. So I'm not bothered about antennas and stuff like that. But yeah, interesting. That is very well built, and it does look like we've got a MOSFET which is damaged. Let's pop under the microscope and we'll take a look. And yeah, that's gone boom boom, hasn't it? Q1 there, that MOSFET. Right, that's a problem, isn't it? That is a problem. That MOSFET's gone boom boom, so that's where the magic smoke's going to have come from. The input MOSFET, which is completely unprotected, that's obviously had some sort of a power spike and it's made it go kaboom. Not sure how and why, but that is what's happened. Problem is, I don't know what MOSFET it is. LM63, it's not that one. I'm looking for another MOSFET, the same, well, similar style MOSFET, and I can't see one. And there's nothing on the back either. So I'm going to have to find a suitable MOSFET. So if we look at this, this is going to be, we're going to need a MOSFET that can handle 12 volts at 4 amps. So basically what I can do is I can remove this MOSFET. And yes, I could technically bridge across, but I'd rather not. I'd rather find one. And I'm pretty sure I'll have a PCB somewhere that can handle the input, like the 12 volt input. I'll have one on some sort of a donor board. This connector is going to melt. It's welded itself to the board. Yeah, that was a little bit knackered, wasn't it? So I've obviously damaged the connector for the DC jack connector a little bit, but that's not really that big of a deal. It's just a bit of plastic, and it can't be helped. It's very close to the connector that MOSFET is. The main thing I didn't want to do was damage this capacitor. I mean, it's 25 volt. I've probably got a replacement, but I didn't want to damage the capacitor. They don't exactly go very friendly when they go boom with heat. They pop and explode all over the board. Alright, so just put some flux down. Thought I'd mention that. Just put a bit of flux down. I'm going to re-tin these solder joints, and then I'm going to look on a scrap board for a suitable replacement. Just got to clean these pins up. At least it didn't burn the board. Okay, there we go. Right, so here is the question. What kind of MOSFET can I use? So if I go into continuity mode on the multimeter, right, so the middle pin is connected to these 3 pads here. I don't know where that gate is connected. I'll look around on a donor board and see if I can find potentially a suitable replacement somewhere. I'm sure I'll have one, but obviously you're not going to have to worry about going through that because I'll pause the video. And yeah, once I find a replacement, I will jump back on the video. I think I've got one that might work. I've got a PS4 Pro board here, and yeah, that might do the trick, maybe. I'm going to risk it for a biscuit. So this circuit here, I believe, is part of the 12 volt circuit for the PS4 Pro. So realistically, we should be okay. It's the same type of MOSFET. These MOSFETs, to be honest, they're usually all rated for like 30 volts. Same size and similar package as well, so it should be okay. Okay, nothing's going to get removed at 350 degrees Celsius, not on a PS4 board. That's better. Full send it, 480. Damn it. Better knock my airflow down a bit, I suppose. I was at 99% airflow. Just move them into place. Press it down and hold, and then realise that I'm out of focus. Of course I am. Sorry guys and girls, or girl. There's probably about one female watches the videos. That should work. It's a similar circuit. You know, the 12 volt supply on the PS4 Pro, obviously 12 volt on here. The current is going to be more than sufficient to handle the current. Similar size package. Very, very similar, in fact. Should be fine. These are all jelly bean components anyway, to be honest. Okay, let's just clean up. Just get rid of that flux. Yeah, like I said, a little bit of melted plastic on the connector, but whatever. Alright, let's try that and see if it goes bang, shall we? Let's turn it off while I plug it in. Never plug it in, especially when you're unsure. Never plug it in while it's powered on. Then again, that don't really matter. That don't really matter too much. The MOSFET is connected directly to the power jack, so this switch, all it's going to do is prevent it from powering the main components until I've tested voltage and stuff. Right, so what do we have? We have... Why is my multimeter coming up as overload? Auto voltage. 12.2 volts coming in. 12 volts there on that pin. 12 volts on that pin. 12 volts on that pin. Should we pair it on? Well, don't know what I'm asking you guys for, you can't answer me. Okay. It hasn't gone boom. And so far it's not flickering. I know we haven't got a heatsink connected, by the way. Let's connect up these LEDs, shall we? It looks to me like they're all going to go to very specific connectors anyway, because they're all different lengths, right? Actually, you know what? I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to play back what I've recorded. I'll get a screenshot of it. Alright, I've got a couple of images up so I can see where all of these different wires are going now, which is good. So, let's just unplug these. So this top one, I was actually on the wrong section. This top one is a yellow one. A big, long yellow one. And then next to that we've got the blue one coming from this side. Next to that we've got the black wire. Next to that we've got the white wire coming from here. Then we've got the green wire. No, that green wire goes in the one next to it. The red one goes there. So there's those two. And now I've just got to try and route them properly. And then from these ones, I'm going to turn it round so it's facing the same way it was earlier. And we've got the white wire which goes in here. Then we've got a black wire. And then we've got yellow and blue. That's actually more of a green. And that's all of those wires routed or connected correctly. Probably not routed correctly, but hey ho. Okie dokie, that's that done. And yep, I'm correct, it wasn't routed correctly. Alrighty, so now it's routed correctly. All of the cables are back inside. It all seems okay. I will go ahead and make an assumption that this connector goes into here. There we go. Right, does that fit both ways or just one way? It fits both ways, but it fits better that way, so I'm assuming it goes that way. I'm making an assumption there though. Right, this iFixit screwdriver is a better fit for them. This is a, what is this one? It's a PZ, not a PH. There we go. Okay, and finally, let's put the fan back in. Right, there we go. That is all basically reassembled there. So let's just drop it back inside here. So that way. There we go. Let's drop this back on. Yeah, that's probably not going to go back together completely, but who cares? Oh, okay. I've left screws out. You know what? That doesn't matter for now, does it? I'll figure out where those screws go later. There's always a couple left. No, I will figure out where they go. I'm not concerned, though. Just want to test it. Ready? Okay, we're plugged in. It still comes up land too. That's strange. Right, so what's going on with it now? Is it going to work? Okay, it's not flickering anymore. Obviously, it's flashing because it's booting up, right? But it's not flickering. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to give that a few minutes just to boot up. Let's see what happens with it, shall we? Okay, we've got signal according to this. That's working. Yeah, that is exactly what it used to do before. Awesome. So obviously, it's not going to connect to a network because I haven't got a SIM card for it. But yeah, there we go. That is actually connecting and it's picking up absolutely fine. Or rather, it's going through the boot process absolutely fine. So I don't think there's any lasting damage to it. Yeah, there we go. That is one working modem by the look of it. Obviously, I need to put a SIM card in it. I need to get a SIM card for it because, like I said, the one that was originally in here, or I'm pretty sure it was an eSIM. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it was an eSIM, but you can put a SIM card in these. So I don't think the actual device is going to be blocked. But the only reason that I stopped paying for this because it wasn't expensive. It was something like £30 a month or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was about £30 a month. But I'm pretty sure I paid for the device up front. I'm not 100% sure, but they wouldn't replace it, which is why I stopped paying for it. And obviously, I mean, that's not user damage. That's just gone kaboom. The MOSFET was gone, shot, burnt out. But yeah, turns out a PS4 Pro MOSFET works on it. So yeah, there you go. You never know what will work until you try. So yeah, that's going to be it for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you do have any comments or questions, leave them down in the comments down below. I always read the comments. I don't always get to reply to them, but I do read every single comment that people leave. So please don't be afraid to leave a comment, even if it's just saying hi. It helps the algorithm. Big thank you to PCB who have sponsored the video. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.